you're looking for a way to power up your nutrients with a plant-based protein powder, then raw vegan plant-based protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that raw vegan plant-based proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com. Welcome to the Second Win Boxing Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside...
It's your boy, Caesar Fantastic.
Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, what a night, last night of boxing. I mean, it was... predictions that we made wasn't what we thought it was going to be in terms of multiple knockdowns and things of that nature. It was more of we thought that that Garcia was going to hurt him a few times, but we thought Haney was going to figure it out in some form or fashion. But ladies and gentlemen, I got with me, man. I had to bring the panel back in again. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no other than DMV Nation TV, JR, the Golden Boy, and my brother Leo, man. Yes, indeed. How's it going, brothers?
I'm going through it.
Good.
So this is how we gonna start this thing off, man. I'm gonna start off with brother DMV Nation TV.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing, man? Honestly, that whole fight was a shocker. I didn't see it coming that one bit. I really feel like I owe Ryan an apology. You know what I mean? I said Devin was going to dominate from start to finish. I thought the extra weight that Devin put on, definitely was going to be a change. I thought he was going to come in the fight actually heavier than what he did. And, it just was a turn of events. You know what I mean? Ryan back on top. But one thing I say is I don't feel as though Devin should let this loss define his career. It's a report showing that he still kept his belt. So, I mean, going forward, you get some rest, you rebuild, you healed up. And I feel like he'll be back. You know what I mean? He's still a young fighter, 25 years old. And as he said, he performed like a true champion. He got back off that canvas 3 times. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of fighters would have gave up. You know what I mean? Or would have took a knee and never, got back up. So,
true statement.
You got to commend him for keep coming.
Brother JR, give me how you felt about last night.
Bring it in for the real thing, y'all. We all here. All right, cool. We here. All right. What the heck happened last night? Help me understand. Like, don't get me wrong. First, all right, all seriousness, I tip my hat to Devin. I really do, because you see guys get hurt sometimes, and first thing they do is get on their bicycle for the rest of the night. Pocket. He went right back into the pocket. Like, went right there, put his feet right there. And I commend him for that. At the same time, around round 9, he could have just got on his bicycle. I don't know why he didn't. I don't know why he felt like he had something to prove. Like it was Duran Leonard one thing or a Taylor Chavez thing. Like he felt like he had to turn it into a street fight and go forward. But my thing is, man, all last night proved was two things. Like I said off camera, there are some guys that are just meant for each other. And the second part is, at the end of the day, this is a punching sport. But that's a hurting thing when you as disciplined as you are, and you practice on the same skill, practice your weekend for 8 rounds straight, practice on this thing for 6 rounds straight, practice on this for 10 rounds straight, for 2 weeks straight. And a dude who is nowhere near on your skill level, discipline level, winds up licking you. That's a hurting thing. But it goes back to it being a punching sport. The thing I could not understand for the life of me, like I said it off camera, when he got hurt the first time he got dropped, what got him up was being in dog shape and taking care of his body, because he was hurt bad. When he rolled over and tried to get up and his body was like forcing him to stay down, that was all him, how good he takes care of his body, his discipline, and being in dog shape and not cheating himself again. That was all that. But if you realize the more he got hurt as the fight went on, the more his brain kept shifting, the longer it took him to recover. First he recovered quick. And the thing is, it started taking him longer and longer to recover, to the point where he started making cognitive mistakes. Where one of the main things you're always taught in the game is don't go straight back. Don't ever go straight. If you go straight back, you take 2 steps, dip, keep your eyes up when you got dip, spin them. You turn, go to more real estate. Go back to the center of the ring. Because you're going to feel as you pull, you're where you are. You feel the high. You feel that you're getting close to the ropes. And you pull and spin them. And you saw early on, he did it effortlessly, turning them. He'll dip, boom, I'm out of there. I got to get out of there. And then, as the fight went on, he started going straight back to the ropes with no turn. Then he started bow and arrowing his 1-2. Bow and arrowing it. To the point where Ryan was throwing his hook off the jab. Like, you got some guys who do hooks off the jab like this. You got guys who throw their hooks off the jab like 6-inch almost, where you throw boom, boom, short off the hook. But Ryan was throwing his like Kashkazu, where instead of it being like this or short 6-inch, he was doing and then just dropping it, just turn it. And you saw Devin didn't expect it. He didn't even make the mistake of chasing the pit. But when he pulled his hand, the mistake that Devin made that I've seen him never make in other fights, where you're taught you should know what gloves you wear. Where you can get away with a glove, or where you get away with this. Can you pick with this side when you're doing this? Can you pick? Does it have a bar here to pick here? Does the wrist have padding? He just had it tight and did this. He got caught right in the front of the glove and was hurt bad. And the thing is, though, this boy was doing the same thing over and over again. He would hurt him with a hook, throw 8-9 shots. And I'm like, why won't Devin just change the level on the jab? This boy starts running after he throws all these bricks. Once he throw all these bricks, just keep walking after you get yourself together, walk to this boy, change the level on the jab, make him look at the one up top and put everything into that stab to the body. And as soon as you start looking at it or doing this or pulling, then come up top and load the brick. And every time he do this bull pulling like this, why in the heck you doing this, hitting him on the side? Forget all of that. I would have been in Devin mess if I was in this corner. Pivot and shove. Remember what George Foreman hit Jerry Cooney with? Pivot and just lift his whole face up. Just shovel it and come straight down at the same time. Boom, and just shovel it. I just didn't expect that mess last night. I just did not expect that.
Now you're right. Devin was not prepared for that strength. And Leo, I think Leo called the fight more accurate than all of us.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Leo, you got us, brother. You said something tricky going on, and he could be making Devin to think there's something wrong with him, and he gave up those 3 pounds for a reason.
I think that was Bink. I think it was Bink.
Bink.
Yeah, it was Bink.
Right there.
Yeah,
Leo.
Bink. Yeah, it wasn't Leo. It was Bink.
It was Bink. Yeah, Bink. My apologies.
Yeah, Leo was down there. I didn't know. You know how you. I didn't know it was more. It's more people down the bottom, so I had to stroll down. I didn't see Leo in there the other day. I apologize for that, though, brother.
It was Bink. He said it was Bink. Yesterday, Devin Haney got out coached. He got out coached. Derek out coach his coach. His father they could not come back, and they had no game plan because he kept turning his butt to him, and he was catching them. He wasn't bringing his shots back.
Yeah.
That's something you learn from amateurs. He wasn't bringing the shot back. In the same left hook, you know that's all he got. Either it's going to be straight down the middle with the right hand or the left hook going to touch you. But to me, it looked like his body frame looked different too. When he fought, he looked bulked up like he was lifting weights, like he was doing heavy lifting to bulk up to try to compete with Garcia, because Garcia bulked up a lot. It looked like he got thicker.
Yeah, he did.
Like he was slim when he fought. His last fight, Regis, he was more like elusive. It looked like his punching was sluggish. He looked like he couldn't bring the shots back to his face, and he was getting caught with them ugly left hooks.
Yeah,
hook was ugly, man. Like boom.
It was though. It was.
Boom. 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 You don't know that.
So no.
Boom. Like, and his father couldn't make no adjustment.
Nah, he couldn't.
Dad is he's okay. I can't take nothing away from a man that you can never take away a man that coached somebody to a championship. So I'm not going to say he's not a good coach.
There's levels to it.
He did not have the knowledge. Now I got to give credit to Ernesto. When he knew he was over his head a little bit, he went and got Adrian Davis to help him.
Sure enough.
Some of these coaches got to lower their ego. Bring in help. If you don't feel like you got it, stop trying to go ahead and team. It's all right to team up with somebody. Get a veteran coach to help you. And stop trying this stuff by yourself, and you bringing your son in the ring into a battle that he wasn't prepared for. He just kept doing the same thing over and over again, kept getting clipped.
True statement.
Man, your father ain't tell you nothing. Let's go, Haney. Let's go. You could be losing, you winning this way. Let's come on. No, you gotta tell him you're backing straight up. You're not making a turn.
Yeah.
You're not pivoting. Your back touching the rope. You need a turn. You're coming straight back. And this guy, look at his shot. Look at his shots. Look at him. Look at the hooks. Look at this. Look at that. Bam. Look at that. All he had to have was a tight guard on this one.
Yeah.
Chin tuck. Here. Tight guard. Jab to the body. Set the right hand up.
Mm-hmm.
Jab to the body. And then when he jabbed to the body, fake it and then come up with the left hook.
Yep.
But he stayed there and he took too much punishment.
He's going back too far.
I got to give the brother credit. Just because, we all fought when a man stepped in the ring. These are casual fans talking now. The Latino the Latino fans want to claim him. But when Tank knocked him out, he wasn't Mexican. We don't want him on our side. He don't represent us. Then they want to change. But that just let you know, Tank is still is a level above.
Yeah.
He's still left a level above.
Garcia
he couldn't make the adjustment. Tank is a natural fighter. It's like Tank will fight for free if he had to in the alley or something like that. It's in his demeanor. He loved to fight. He couldn't make the changes. Haney couldn't make the changes. Tank made the adjustments. He made the adjustments early, and it doesn't have weight drain. That's now, man. Come on, you're supposed to be fighting that weight anyway. So these guys coming in 140, 170 and 180.
That's crazy.
Now, Leo is your go, brother. Give me what you think as well, man. Well, let's welcome in brother Dawu, man. Dawu came in, so let's welcome brother Dawu in as well, man. Dawu just jumped in and got to work. I ain't mad at you, brother. It's all good, man. It's all good. Yes, indeed, brother Leo. Give me your opinion, brother.
I was surprised that Devin was able to keep getting hit with that hook, man. With him being as technical as he is, I thought he would took it away from him after he got hit that first time.
Right.
He kept getting hit with the same shot. And he stood right there in the pocket with him. I thought he went on the outside and try to, play it safe and box him, but he stood right there.
Yeah.
And try to trade and got caught every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he ain't had nobody give him no good instructions in the corner. I was like, she gotta get a trainer.
That's right.
No adjustments. No adjustments was made.
I think they need
and I think he took him. And I think he underestimated him.
He did.
He did.
When you seen him drinking that beer and missed that weight, he thought that was a poor example. He's going to gas out.
Let me say this though, Bill Haney. Bill Haney did see the playbook. It wasn't like he was in the blind to think the boy was faking, because he mentioned today or 3 days ago that the playbook is being ran by Oscar De La Hoya as well as Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is known for that type of stuff, man.
Yep.
Bernard Hopkins is known for that type of stuff.
He is.
But you know what? We don't. Devin might have had a hard time making that weight too, though, because he big.
Yeah, he
is. Yeah.
So as far as being drained, he probably was the one drained, and Garcia wasn't drained.
He looked sluggish.
Devin said he wasn't going to be
he looked
long
very
for that class.
sluggish. He outgrew that weight and he just got back there to 140, and they really 147s right now.
Man, if you coming on fighting like 165, you probably need to move up.
Yeah.
But you know what? Ryan knew what he was doing when he did what he did, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Ryan looked huge, but he knew that if you look when he got buzzed by Devin, his legs left him for a second, but his head was completely clear.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe if those 3.2 pounds were not there, maybe his head wouldn't have been so clear when he got hit with that shot.
He didn't give it up because he would have been weak. So he knew that he wasn't going to make it. So why not give him the money? I'm going to get the victory, because if I lose, I'm out the race. I'm
out. He's done.
He's done. So give him the 1.5. He bet on himself. They're going to take the 1.5. Devin could have really called the fight off. He could have called the fight off, because if you don't make weight, you don't have to fight.
Yep, and you can still get paid.
And take some of his purse.
But after the weigh-in, he said, why would I drain myself so I can be weak? I'm coming to win.
That's what he said.
That's what he tweeted out. He said, I'm coming to win. I'm not draining myself.
That's right.
So he knew what he was doing. You see what he said in the press conference? He said, I never weighed 140. I always fought at 143. I can't make 140.
I can't make 140.
I can't make it. That's right.
I can't even get down there. Like,
he just got disciplined enough to make 140.
And we got brother Clarence. Can you hear me? Can you hear us, Clarence?
He say he going up 147 now. So
I be that. Yeah, okay. Good luck with that.
Already, I don't think you should do that.
He said he gonna challenge Boots. He said he gonna challenge Boots.
You okay?
He talking.
And the fans talking about he got a
Hey, brother Clarence, can you hear us?
Yeah.
That man ain't fighting no Boots, man.
Man, Boots, he might get knocked out his boots, but not that kind of boot. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say this real quick, and I want to get everybody's opinion on this.
Okay.
Devin's getting a lot of slack on social media, and I think 70 to 80% of it is because of Bill, not him. And I'm gonna tell you why, in my opinion. I've said this on multiple occasions, on multiple of my videos, multiple times in interviews. As a fighter, you tip your hat to Devin, because he knows about Charlie Burley not getting a title shot. He knows about Georgie Benton not getting the title. He knows the history of those things. He knows about guys fighting great fights, having tune-ups and all. He knows about that. And he did right by the game and by himself. He sparred the guys. He didn't care about this cross the street mess. Oh, all right, I'm gonna get this promotion 2 fights. I'm gonna get that promotion 1 fight. I'm gonna get that promotion 1 fight. Get that one 2 fights. If it means the fights get done, he did that.
Hello.
His father. Oh, sorry, Mr. G.
Yeah, I can hear you. My apologies, brother. I had to get brother Clarence in there through the phone. He's out and about, so I just wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
he in the conversation too. That's all.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Man, I just want to apologize, man. Look, I called it wrong. You know,
We all did.
man. I can't even say he fought the perfect fight. To me, honestly, shit. I mean, he caught him with that hook, and Devin never recovered from that. I can't even tell you if I can't say what it was. I can't tell you because I'm gonna tell you something. Devin, he stayed on the line. You know what I'm saying? He never backed out on the angles. He backed straight up. So I mean, you know, and those some of the things that he didn't do. He never did those things, and he was doing those things, and man, Ryan Garcia won the fight. You know, convincingly. Shit. Well, I mean, he did what he's supposed to do. I don't know if I don't know. I mean, I don't want to speculate because you know, as fighters, man, as well boxers, you know, they got the worst fans ever. You know, they be with you, and they be with you, and these be your diehard fans, man. It's crazy, man. And then when you take an L, these the same motherfuckers say, "Oh man, that nigga wasn't that good anyway."
That's right.
He's the same motherfucker that was praising him. So you know, I'm not gonna bash him. You know, I'm just basically gonna say that you know, he had a bad night. You know what I'm saying? I think he got hit with that hook early in that fight, and shit. I mean, you know, he never recovered, and I can't say that. I never could say that he wasn't prepared for the fight or that the guy was too big. He knew what he was getting into.
That's right.
So, you know, you can't never say that, you know. I mean, he accepted that fight like that, so he knew what he was getting up.
He also
He knew what he was going up against.
They got out coached.
I was gonna get to that. I was definitely gonna get to that. Like Bill, like to the Devin thing, you gotta tip your hat to Devin. You fought everybody, you wanted to fight everybody.
That's right.
And you especially in this era with how soft is in certain aspects, a lot like boxing is so much softer now compared to the guys I grew up around in the yesteryears and everything, where guys were just built different. That's a story for another day, topic for another day. But Devin had his own mess of how he ran his mouth and everything, yes, but mostly it was Bill. Yeah. And the thing is, though, I cannot stand. I always say, I don't care if I don't like you or not. I still want to see you make your money if you know what that 3 minutes feel like. I would never take that from nobody. But with his father running his mouth, I can't stand a person that run their mouth as much as they do and they never experience how rough that 3 minutes can get. Or forget how rough it can get, how hard it is. You make a round look so easy, but how hard it was to make it look that easy to take that round off and get a guy under control. Don't know nothing about that cup riding up on you and say, oh, a dude hitting you in the hips and now all of a sudden your legs is gone and you trying to sit there and find a way to. Don't know nothing about that, but you want to sit there and keep pushing your son out there. And there's a lot of guys out there that's like that. Then you get in there and when your son is in an even match or starting to get, you have some trouble, you really had nothing to tell him. Nothing. We've seen it on a multitude of occasions. Him and Teofimo father, they ain't got nothing to tell they children when things go south. They don't know nothing of what to tell them. Lomachenko, that boy sat on that stool. That boy came back, sat on the stool. Dad, he's doing every move I'm about to make. Every time I make a move, he mirror it and he said, "Oh, don't worry, you keep doing what you're doing." What the heck you mean? Then with this, the worst thing about Ryan last night, that's the thing that really pissed me off last night. Sorry for cursing Mr. Rashid, but let's just call it what it is.
Just go and let it
The
go.
thing that pissed me off about last night, it was the simplest instructions. All he had to do was give that boy. Sit your ass on this stool. Look, hey, yo, put the ice on his back. Yo, wake him up. Hey, look, focus on me. All I need you to do, take this round off. Just move. Just move. Stay away from him right now. All he doing is loading up a brick, and then he throw 8-9 bricks, and he ain't got no wind left. So just stay alert for that. You know the hook is coming. Don't ball up your fist when you hold the telephone. Open that glove up and get every bit of spacing on that glove you can. And everything he throw, you ain't got to do a lot of pulling in all this mess. Nope. Just catch, roll. Keep it fundamental. Roll under it. Tuck everything. Roll under this boy. And when you roll under him and you step to the right, put your jab hand right on his shoulder. Because he's going to throw it so hard, he's going to go all the way over here. Once he throw it, every time he throws that hook, he's going all the way over here. So once you roll on it, put your hand right on his shoulder so he can't turn back towards you. And drop the brick on him. And stab him to the body so we can keep him sucking wind all night.
He should have been. He
wasn't. But see, not to cut y'all off, but man, you know, his right hand was connecting too. So you can't just say he was one dimensional last night. Yeah. But for me, I got one question for all y'all.
Yes, sir.
Because for me, well, I'm not even gonna tell you what I think because I don't want you to lean to no decision. But did Ryan do anything that you thought he couldn't do? Because let me ask you all that. Did Ryan do anything last night that you think he couldn't do?
Nope.
No, this is what Ryan is.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Ryan been the same dude since I've seen him in the amateur.
He didn't do anything different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because for me, he didn't do nothing. I mean, I still don't know how good he is.
Right.
I'm being honest with you.
Right.
He turned his ass like we said he was gonna turn his ass. He did that. He loaded up with the hook. You could see the hook. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I just think that and see, I don't want to bash Mr. Haney. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But you know, coaching is everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, like I'm just gonna keep it with 100. But I don't want to bash Haney because, you know, I know he got his son's best interest at hand. But shit, I mean, look, let me say this to you.
Yes, sir.
Keep the fight in the center of the ring. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stop backing straight up. That's why he was getting hit.
Yeah.
He was backing straight up.
Yeah.
He wasn't backing up on ankles. He wasn't stepping around. You know what I'm saying? Man, for real, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ryan was tailor-made for him.
Yeah.
He was.
He was tailor-made. Ryan was right there. Ryan stayed on the fucking line. You know what I'm saying? It was just that. And see, I don't want to say his chest suspect. I don't want to down talk the brother.
Right.
But he couldn't take his punches last night. Let me just say that. And man, he couldn't take his punches. And so when he got hurt, all he did was back straight up. So he was on the line the whole time. Never did you see him get to the angles.
None.
Never did he step around.
None.
He never stepped around. Go back and watch the fight. When he backed straight up and he came straight forward. He was coming straight forward. That's why every time he came straight forward, and he was coming straight forward with his head. That's why Ryan kept putting his arm over top of his head. It wasn't Ryan's fault.
Nah.
He kept leading with his head. If you watch the fight, he kept leading with his head. You know what I'm saying? he was too far over his knee.
Yep.
You gotta watch that shit, man.
So his
You know,
head was
that
past
shit
his
was
guard.
hurting to me.
He stuck that head out too far past the guards, and that's how
Yes, sir.
too.
Yes, sir.
And the main thing about a real professional and a top notch open class fighter is that they know when they make certain moves. Like when I made certain moves, I know why I made it. Like when I stepped left, I understood why I was stepping left. When I stepped right, I understood why I was stepping right. When I slid in, I understood why I was sliding in. You know, when you make certain moves, man, and see, that's what Gervonta Davis good at.
Yeah.
He set traps, man.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that.
The moves that he makes, they already calculated. He already know I'm making this move. I'm anticipating this. He was making moves. I'm gonna tell you something. Devin was like a wounded deer. He was making moves just to survive, man.
Yep.
Like he was trying to fight. He was trying to fight himself. And you know he got the most heart. He was trying to fight himself out of. He was trying to crawl out of goddamn ditch, man.
Yep. He was.
Mr. Clarence, sir, I was just saying before you came on, I never understood why. And I could just tell you, you're gonna know exactly what I mean when I say this. When he was turning to, he could have easily, instead of just Devin throwing right hands to his side when he would turn his ass towards him, nah, sit there and just pivot and shovel hook and just lift his whole head up and then come down with a big brick and just keep chopping him. And every time, just boom, pivot, and because now you unlocked his knee and he can't go nowhere. And now, you want to lean that way? Boom, pivot, lock his knee, and just turn everything into that left hand and just shovel hook it like Razor Ruddock. Just instead of shooting it like a normal, shovel it. So his head leaning right here on that side, just shovel it and then drop down on him. And I've never
the left uppercut on him too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the thing I didn't get is that Ryan has been the same guy since I've seen him in the amateurs.
Yeah.
He has not gotten. He's the same guy. And the thing, and I was saying before you came on here, Mr. Clarence, about how at one point Devin went from taking 2 steps back, dipping, grabbing and swimming him, and going back to the center of the ring, to then being hurt to the point where he wasn't recovering fully, to where he was letting his back touch the ropes when he would go straight back, knowing this boy gonna come with straight punches just straight at him, and knowing that a guy like Ryan has to have his feet set to punch. I just wish Devin would have committed to the stab to the body more, changing the levels on the jab, because you already know he's throwing all these bricks. Then once he throws these bricks, he's getting on his run. He runs. He starts to run. Okay, cool. I commend Devin for bringing the pressure. But step your right foot over, cut him off, walk him into an overhand. But main thing is, if the overhand is there, it's there. But we're not worrying about that. Right now, stab this boy to the body. Shoot for the solar plate. Shoot for the collarbone. Shoot him under the floating rib, shoot at the gut and start, and it's not gonna look like much in the beginning. But I tell him in the corner, ain't gonna look like much right now. But once we get to round 7 and 8, trust me, he's not gonna have time to get his win back because of that stab to the body. And then by the time he keeps chasing it or lifting his arms up, pulling his gut back like this, or chasing it, pulling his hand too far down instead of and moving it a certain way to bring his hands back up, that's when we're gonna come back up top. Because you already landed a hook on him earlier and made it go straight back. So let's see if we can do that again and come back with a brick. Because we're already going to use that hook to come inside. We're going to jab to the body, shoot that same leaping hook to close the distance, and we're going to drop everything into that brick and see how he deal with it.
Just look at this, though. Now, when looking at the clips of Rashid playing, and I was looking at last night.
Yes, sir.
Haney is drained. I hate.
God.
He's done at 142. He's drained. His feet were like it was in the dirt, in the sand. His timing was off. He looked sluggish. He looked weak. He looked like he can't be at 140 no longer either. Because really,
he just came up there though, Mr. Justin.
Yeah, but he look how long he's really supposed to be fighting 47.
He
He
said,
can't go there. He
Said
can't go to
he said he
47.
wasn't long for 140.
But his body is
Couldn't really
telling
do
him
that,
he
but
can't do it.
he
When a
going
man is
he
in
gonna stay there. He ain't going to
shape,
47.
when you get hit by some of them shots and you in shape, you can kind of get some of that stuff off of you.
true
He
statement.
looked sluggish.
He did.
He looked real sluggish. He looked dehydrated.
Let me play this clip right fast, fellas.
Yes, sir.
With Devin Haney, he had posted his post for his response for last night, and it is as such. Same way you dish it out, be able to take it. I will be back, inshallah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that?
I took my hat to him for that. You take it as it comes. Is you a pro or not?
He could have quit. He could have stayed on the stool, but he went out. He still stayed in victory. It's a victory for going, just keep coming forward. He could have easily got on the stool and said, I can't do it no more. He could have quit. Most fighters that just shows saying they're not going to give him another shot. He's moving on to bigger and better. They're not giving him a chance like he gave him. He didn't have to do this because he can pick one of his mandatory challengers, but he picked him to give him a shot.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I don't like about boxing is that when somebody puts you on, you ready to get yours and run, but you're not going to run it back. You gotta give Floyd some time here, run it back. When Madonna, all them guys said he did, they said run it back.
Yeah. Do y'all think is it rematch worthy though? Honestly.
Yeah.
Money wise,
And you know what?
Yeah,
Oh,
I love that again. I love
They're
that again.
gonna make some
I don't
bread
know
on
if
the
they're gonna see that
comeback.
right away though. I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't want to see that like right away.
Right.
I want them to rebuild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I got a perfect fight. I got a perfect fight for the bounce back.
But honestly, do
So
y'all
you want him to have a tune-up, Mr. Nation? You want him to have a tune-up? Like basically have like a couple tune-ups.
Like
He
two
got to
to
fight his
three
mandatory,
fights in
son, don't
between,
mind.
to be honest. Because just like you said, sometimes somebody might have your number. Right now, you might just want to wait on that. You know what I mean? You might not want to take that right away because he can run into the same mistake again.
Mm-hmm.
And then that could be similar to what Wilder did with Tyson Fury by feeling like you just want to keep chasing that ghost. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah. And you know,
Well said.
boxers always gonna have the feeling that, when if you are a true prize fighter, you might come to the conclusion some fighters know their own body. They know if they had a bad night. And he might felt as though he had a bad night, or he might found some new strategies where he think he probably can perform better the next fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this though, y'all.
Yes, sir.
I'm concerned about the chin, and as I stated in our pre-fight situation, a fighter that loses his chin, that once that chin go, that's like a car without a transmission. Once that transmission slips, it slips forever. Most fighters, man, because once that chin get topped and it get topped once, it end up becoming a plague after that.
I want to ask you though, and want to see y'all's opinion. I know with chins, you got to be blessed with a good one. Some guys and a chin has many factors. You got to be blessed with a decent one, and you also got to do the work to have a decent one where you're in good shape. You did the right training, can't take care of your body or whatever. My thing is that was it a chin thing, or was, like, for instance, every time I ever got hurt, it was always somebody bigger than me.
Yeah.
It was never somebody like the Jared story I told, like Jesus, like, or when I was 16 working with Norman Allen, Norman Allen was 4-0, and I'm 30 pounds, he's walking around at 66, even though he wasn't like trying to really drop bricks on me, but the thing is like you got some shots where it's just, this dude is a known puncher, and that shot, it just was one of those type of shots. Was it that, or was it, like, oh yeah, he don't got a chin? Because I really think that I don't think Devin's super chinny like that. I don't think he's like, for instance, Donovan Razor Ruddock. Razor Ruddock really didn't have a good chin. As soon as you hit him, his legs betrayed him every time.
Yeah. But you know what? It's gonna get worse for him. It get worse at 47. They clip harder than 140.
Before we get to 47, let's back it up. Let's back it up for a second. Let's back it up. Before we get to 47, let's really take it there. If we really want to have this conversation, I'm going to use me as an example. And I heard Sean Porter tell a similar story. He said, man, he turned pro and he was going up the wild card. And he said, man, I outboxed this pro and everything be going good for about 4 or 5 rounds, but maybe 4 rounds. And then when they say, oh, we doing 6 today, or we doing 8 today, and then the guy starts catching up to him, roughing him up, he can't get him off of him. And the thing, see, in the amateurs, you could get by not having a really big punch because you ain't got to really sit down. You can sit there and hit a guy, and then, okay, now I could just move and get the points, and I'm still going to get the round. But in the pros, all the old timers told me at a certain point, the judges going to think you running from them, and they may take a round from you just because of it. And you got to be able to sit down on something. And my experience was Norman Allen. He told my dad, he was like, Bubbles, Great Bubbles Jackson. He was like, yo, your son got fast hands. He can help Norm real quick. And I was honored, that this undefeated pro felt like I was good enough to work with him. And he told my dad, I'm not gonna hurt him. I'm gonna work him, but I'm not gonna, because you were dealing with pros. Pros can hurt you when they want to hurt you. Yeah. And to an extent. So I get in there the first 4 rounds, I'm good. I'm Gucci. All right, keep you turning. All right, I'm doing it, doing my thing. And that ring got a little smaller. That ring got a little smaller. Like basically he started roughing me up. Started putting his shoulder on me. Like started dropping bricks on me, little short shots on the inside. I'm like, Mr. Norman, I thought you was my mentor. I turned him. I threw a triple. I remember one time, I came up top, triple hook, turned it into an uppercut, and dropped the brick. Spun him. And as soon as I spin him and go to more real estate, he already and right back. I'm like, didn't I just leave your big ass over there in the corner? I just dropped 5 punches on you, 3 triple hooks, an uppercut, and a brick. Why are you back on me? And that goes back to the point of when you get to them pros, when you not working, whether it's sparring or you fighting in the ranks, especially when you taking off that headgear and them 14 ounces. When you sitting there, my father was like, hey, man, you did. Norman came with him, bad boy, you're going to be fine. You're going to be all right. If you can stay healthy, you're going to be fine, And I appreciate that. But my father was like, man, you see what I mean? Like, you got to be. Even I grew up around all pro. I learned how to fight like a pro first before fighting like an amateur. He's like, man, you got to be able to sit down on something. You couldn't sit down on nothing because you a kid. You a grown man. He ain't feeling none of that. But if you ain't got nothing to make these dudes like feel old in that night or feel like their body is, man, my body can't take too much more of this, or man, oh man, I gotta be caught. Like Floyd broke his shoulders, his hands, his elbows, everything was so broken down by the time he got to the Gaddy fight, if you really want to keep it real.
Yeah, he was already broke down.
He was, man, but even up until his later into his career when he would only pick his shots, guys still wasn't rushing in at him.
No.
Yeah. No.
Because it was still something sharp there that you had to respect.
Yeah.
And with Devin, yes, he's had more power, more what I call sneaky pop. You got them guys who got sneaky pop where when you think they tired or you think they, ain't got much, they throwing stuff really at 70, 80, or 60%. And then as soon as they get you looking at this, and then all of a sudden it's boom, boom, then they drop the big joint. Mm-hmm. Devin is one of those type of guys. But I don't want to hear a damn thing no more about Tank.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I took so much slack because I trained with Tango. I came up with Tang, and we all grew up in the amateurs together. Oh, you only saying that because you know Coach Kenny and Coach Cal. No, y'all. And I'm glad I'm here with y'all legends, so I could really get your opinion. Cause I only do all those stuff when I was in the studio or do it in my car.
Yeah.
Tank is Tommy Hearns. What I mean by that is when Dad grew up in the amateurs with Tommy and Ray. He said, "Man, Ray was knocking out everybody in the amateurs.
Statement.
Tommy wasn't.
Yeah, that's
Tommy
true.
couldn't knock. Tommy couldn't. You could have spread open a big old piece of paper towel soaked in water and give Tommy a running start. He wasn't punching through it in the amateurs. For my own fault, he said, man, but as soon as he turned pro, Manny Stewart got him on a. Sorry, he knew what right hand he had, but then it was time to unleash him when he turned pro, and he was knocking all these guys out that he didn't have to go back to doing his bicycle until Manny Stewart told him, sooner or later you're gonna get hurt tonight with Ray. Yeah. Ray has always been showing that people realize, all right, so you got to be prepared for that. And as soon as that happened, even on Legendary Night, you hear people say, man, Tommy, oh my God, we never seen Tommy move like that. We didn't know Tommy could box. No, you didn't know Tommy could box. You didn't. That was my issue. Not that, fighter James Baker told, he said, boy, you got good skills, but you ain't got to bring all of them out every time you step in the ring. You use what you got to at that moment. And Tank, I've seen him in there with Quick. Lil Pat. I've seen him in there with Tweezy, with so many guys. They slick on more everything. Chest move, sliding. He did it with Pitbull. If you ain't gotta use it, you don't have to. He can box right on in his feet, in my opinion, slightly quicker and more coordinated than Devin.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and convince me. Yes, Devin has a beautiful jab that you might be able to put on top 50 best jabs when he retires. You could have an argument about putting him out there one day with the jab.
Yesterday, he did not. Yesterday,
yeah, he didn't. But you can't sit there. He ain't gonna have nothing to keep Tank off of him. And we all know Tank gonna punch with both hands.
Yeah.
Inside and outside.
Yeah. Well, let me ask y'all all this question right here so we can go back around the panel in the circle again. What's next for Devin Haney? I'm gonna start with you, DMV Nation TV.
Honestly, like I said, I feel like Devin need to take a step back. You know what I mean? He probably should go after a champion. I wouldn't take a tune-up. I still go out there a champion at 140. I wouldn't jump weight yet. I would stay at 140. I think Devin should go after the Pitbull fight. Maybe try to get Matias, like we said. But you really still got I think it's still dangerous for him. But maybe Pitbull. I think that'd probably be the best bet for him.
And that's still dangerous.
Brother Leo.
Especially with the chin issues.
I think you should go ahead and fight. It's mandatory. Sandor Martin. That's a safe joint.
Okay.
Fight them mandatory. Sandor Martin and get his confidence back and then go from there.
Yeah. Brother Daoud, who you think?
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you gotta play it smart. But I do feel as though they need to take more of a Bo Mac approach and probably get a nice little team of trainers around him too. So
he needs some help. He needs some help.
You do.
Right. He needs some help, big time. And his mind messed up right now. To me, he about to stay away from any of the champions right now. Because all the champions looking at Licks now, they want his belt.
Yeah, they are.
If they looking at him, he lost the way what's the name for it? He would not beat none of the champions that night. Drinking overweight like that, all the champions would have scorched him.
Let me say this, y'all. For those that don't know, I watched Garcia today, earlier today, as he had a J in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He was not inhaling, y'all. The man's not really a smoker. Yeah. That beer was not alcohol in it. It was a non-alcoholic beer. These dudes were playing the game of lack of discipline. So if I'm your opponent, right, and I'm training tip top shape. You think Lomachenko, he was in full blast for that fight as well as this last fight, full blast, mentally sharp as iron. All this stuff started coming down the pipe with this man with these antics, which was smart, brilliant. I mean, strategically breaking his opponent to the point where he didn't want to train because he thinking his man ain't training to his full ability.
Mm-hmm.
So strategy goes out the door. We ain't focused on strategy. We just gonna outwill him. I guarantee you that was their game plan to outwill him without
embarrass him. Embarrass him.
He ain't gonna make it to the fifth round because he gonna gas out. He's smoking weed, doing all this. They fell for that. Great, but you gotta remember, even Bill said this though, like 3 days ago. Bill said, watch out for the okie doke because you got two veterans with him that play this game all the time. We talking about Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, Hall of Famers that know every trick in the book. You mean they don't need the art of war. They are the art of war. Both of them guys. You understand in the sport of boxing. So I want to play this another clip with Bill Haney's response to the fight. I'm going to keep it brief, about 20 seconds. I'm going to play this and what he had to say on his live. Listen up, fellas.
When we winning and we outside in defeat, I did always say that I believed that Ryan Garcia was a good fighter. We were 3-3 with him. He fooled you guys into thinking that he was crazy. I knew that he wasn't crazy. So it was a good fight. But we got to take it in stride. Definitely want a rematch. Devin is still the WBC champion. He couldn't lose the belt because Ryan was overweight. He didn't make the scale. But we wanted to make the fight happen. My son is the best son in the world to me. And I love him to death. I'll continue to go in bat for him. I'll continue to stay outside. You know what I mean? We didn't just start this journey when we started boxing, So I'm backing fully.
So, in that saying, right, he was saying he's still the WBC because yesterday I was assuming that the belts were being taken from him was supposed to be vacant, even though I guess the WBC president intervened and made it. I guess he wanted to keep Devin with the belt. So
yeah, Devin with the belt.
What's y'all thoughts on that? Because Bill just mentioned that Haney's still the WBC champion. What's your thoughts on that, JR?
Go ahead.
No, sir. Seniority. You go first, Mr. Justice. I heard you speak first.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going around because we all went. As I ask each of y'all questions, I go around because
yes, sir.
So I'm keeping it in order. That's
so. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. So. Yeah, to the okie doke thing first. Yes, like it's the okie doke thing. You got to remember when Chavez and De La Hoya fought, and them two talked about in the interview years later about how they will pull the fight. The commission will pull the fight. They feel like you've been out drinking alcohol, depending on the commission. But yes, they will pull that. So, yes, there's been a lot of okie doke and but some of it is just Ryan actually being a clown. But another of it was, I'm gonna make you look at this when you don't see this coming, type of thing. But with Devin keeping the belts, I hope it's a little bit of a catch-22 because it's like, dang, this Bama didn't even want the belts. He just wanted to beat me.
That's it.
Because he knew that, and yeah, you get it. Like this Bama knew that he could lick me, and he could get away with it, and he wasn't even worrying about the belts. Now, for me personally, right now the number one priority is just rest.
Right.
To hell with everything right now. Just rest, kid. You've done it. At this point, it's almost like reaching the top of a mountain now that he's finally lost. Kid, you done did all this work since a child. Go look at now. You haven't been able to have the chance to rest after all these years because when you win, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep the train going. It's another one coming up.
That's a good.
Another one want to hunt you. Now you got the time you need to rest because now ain't nobody gonna be thinking about you after. They gonna be cooking you now, but they after a month ain't nobody gonna be thinking about you. Then they gonna mention you one more time in 3 months,
Yeah.
and then they ain't gonna mention you no more. The perfect guy, in my opinion, and I see what you're saying, Mr. Nation. I see what you're saying, Mr. Leo. I agree with you. Sandor Martin was the perfect chess match and least threatening that he needs because it'll be a chess match to keep his skill sharp, everything right, see everything there, get used to getting touched again, see how you feel about it. Then after that, go to what you said, Miss Nation. Now let's start putting off on the gas again. Now let's see about Pitbull because Pitbull could be tailor made for you because he's gonna throw a lot of inside. Oh, he has to work. He's not gonna throw nothing wide. Nothing's gonna be from out here. Everything got to be when he gets this close and in. And we're gonna work from there. Then we'll make our decision. But the next two fights need to be this and this. That'll be the perfect recovery stages for you. So right now with the belt, I'm sorry you stayed at 35 for that long because you wanted to be great. Yes, you did that, but you can't leave 40 right now. And two, if you go to 47, it's one of those. He's one of those guys that he doesn't have the punch to go to 47 in the sense of you. It's like back in the day. Remember back in the day when it wasn't no light, it wasn't no junior weight classes. There was a guy named Art Aragon who was the original Golden Boy, and he would kill himself to make 35. Then he was killing himself to make 35. And I forget the guy he fought. I forgot the great champion. I feel so bad. I forgot that it's just slipping my mind right now. But he fought a great champion at 35. The next world championship that he fought for was at 47. And the guys were too big at 47. His punch didn't matter as much at 47. But if he fought today, he would be perfect at 140. And with Devin, he's one of the way like, you got to figure it out at 40. Like Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler didn't think about going down to 54. He didn't think about going up to 68. He made his body stay right where it was at 60. Jared Hurd, he fought at 68 in the amateurs. Uncle Nesto trimmed him and sculpted him into a pro body and said, "You're gonna make you into a pro." He started thinning out his legs, pulling everything up top, and making his legs leaner, and made sure that he was able to work 54. You don't need 60 right now, 54. He needs to figure it out so where he can make his body be at 40. That's it for right now.
I got a question for the panel, y'all. I'm wondering if y'all Regis right now, what are y'all thinking? Do y'all want that rematch? Are y'all trying to chase that with everything y'all have?
No.
Regis telling me
He
Regis
washed
too
him
slow.
so bad. He washed him so bad. Regis might want to keep it moving, man. He washed him for 12 rounds. I think he won every round on that fight.
Yeah, I think Regis too slow and fundamentally flawed.
He'll still
Devin do the
lose to
same
Devin.
thing that
He'll
Regis.
still lose to Devin, in my opinion.
They talking about Regis fighting Montana Love, man.
What?
Yeah, I seen something about that.
Montana, I think they using they trying to figure out that because Montana is really he in my opinion, I think he's class B, a B class fighter. In my opinion.
I agree.
He's about that level,
Yeah.
Yep, he need a guy. He's a B plus fighter that needs a guy that he can't fight up. It has to be a guy that's not even B plus like him. It has to be a guy B minus and C for him to shine. He can't dig deep and do better.
I think his success. I think his success outside the ring makes him a big player. He got talent.
He got skill. He got skill for days. He just don't throw his hands enough.
He's so successful out in life. You know what I'm saying? With everyday life,
with his businesses, his dogs, and yeah.
When that shit get gutter in that ring, though, he check in though.
He check in every time.
That shit get gutter, he checks in.
Every time.
But that's a bully. He's a bully then, because whenever he's done it in sparring and he's done it in fights, where when it's a guy who's not on his level, he gets to enjoying it. He talking trash, smack anybody, hit you after the bell, hit you after the brakes. He doing all, it's all good then.
Yeah.
Then when you gotta go and spar Tank, oh no, man, chill. What you doing when Tank pushing around and moving you all over the place? Then when it's time to sit there, when Richardson Hitchens was calling you out
Mm-hmm.
and wanted that, and you knew Richardson Hitchens ain't going, and we all realized with the last fight, even though I saw it in the amateurs, but Richardson Hitchens is gonna push when it gets rough. And even though I saw it in the amateurs, we all know, like, when they get to the pros, you know, no head gets more compact gloves. Now you got to see if he's willing to dig in that situation as well with long around. But he did it. And he didn't want no part. He found a way to get out of that situation. And then he got in there with a kid who was no way heard of. I knew who the kid was. But the last two fights he had, when he sat there and threw the kid over the ropes, and because the dude hit him with a big shot, thinking that they was just gonna call a no contest, and they called a DQ. Then he fights the next kid. Nobody really knew who he was, and I was like, oh, I've seen this. I've heard of this kid, and I was explaining it, and that kid hurt him. He can never fight up. You know how you have those fights where for Floyd it was Tony Pep. You know, I don't know if y'all remember or seen that tape with Floyd fought a guy named Tony Pep, where he had to turn that corner as a professional. There's a point where you have, whether it's sparring or a fight, you turn that corner as a pro, where you got to fight up. You're in there with a guy who you may have better skills than him, but he's slightly better than you in a sense, and you got to fight up. He never can fight up unless it's to his favor. I've never seen him do it, and I just don't ever see Montana doing that. So the only thing they're going to do now, I think, is they're going to have him fight. They're going to force him. They're going to give him a severance package, and that severance package is probably going to be 1 or 2 fights with a good payday, and he's going to be up out of there.
Well, let me ask y'all guys this question right here. Go ahead,
because somebody came out after the fight and said, you know, now Devin got to see him, and for me. It'd be the best probably get back fight for Devin, other than, like you said, Sandor. But AB wanted to throw his name in there.
Yep.
I think
there the guy.
Financially and background story wise,
I think it'll do well.
I think that's probably the best way to go because AB's beatable.
Yeah.
Devin can look good in that fight.
Yeah.
And he can bounce back. But I want to know what y'all think about that.
Hey, see, I agree with that financially because, listen, as a businessman, first and foremost, about marketing, right?
Right.
It's an exhibition without having to be an exhibition. It can be a fight that can do numbers, right? Seriously. You know,
well said.
We're in the world of exhibitions now, so it could be a fight that could sell. And if I was a young fighter, AB would be my first phone call.
Man. Is he going to sell it?
Because the man does sell out fights. He's controversial as hell. If I was Rolly, I think Rolly and AB would be a perfect pay-per-view fight. What are you talking about? This would be the.
They were thinking about doing that last year. Remember?
Yeah, they was. But I'm saying, and Devin would have been, because of the backstory, which was sale again, it would do great numbers. AB would make sure he tried to embarrass him. And it'd be similar as, but for real, Ryan and AB would be a good fight to sell,
man,
right?
That'd go crazy.
Because
promotion-wise, yeah.
Promotion-wise, you would sell.
I wouldn't want that for AB, though. At this stage in his career, I just feel like Ryan would be a little much. I'm not saying.
I don't know.
AB is a masterclass boxer. Don't get me wrong, but come on, man.
But what about Devin?
I'm not sure about that one.
But what about Devin, Mr. Nation?
I think AB will bring a different approach. Devin lacks taking punches like that. I think AB will figure it out.
Yeah, I ain't saying he got
a little more dog than Devin, man. I ain't saying he's sharper, but he got more dog than Devin. I agree, Leo.
Now, I want to see y'all's opinion with what I'm about to say. I wouldn't put Twin with Ryan. I wouldn't. I know I just said I love Vertiga with the whole Devin fight. But now that I'm thinking of it, I could see that because we all know Twin's gonna get in there and be like, man, I've been in there. Well, after he takes that first jab from Devin, he gonna be like, man, I done took way worse. And he
Walk
all
Devin
he
down.
gonna do is walk forward and he gonna drop. All you gonna hear is this all night. Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to drop bricks on Devin.
Yeah.
And he gonna be trying to find him. But he gotta be willing to commit. Don't forget he needs a 12-week camp.
Yeah.
For Devin. He can't do that 8-week BS and think his body's gonna snap back because and Devin, I think Twin is one of those typical. He's Hector Camacho. Remember Hector Camacho? You would hear these stories about Camacho partying, doing stuff, and then because he's young, his body will snap right back out of it, and he will perform great. But at a certain point, your body's not going to respond to that no more. It's not just going to snap back anymore. And I think Twin is at that stage where his body's just not going to snap back out of it anymore, just to perform again like before. And we starting to see that because his punch output's gone down more and more and more since. And he will really have to really train the 16 or 12-week camp or 14-week camp and really push his body to and really try to turn that gear on to get it back, and so he can have the ability to cut the ring off, step around, and really keep a consistent pace up with his feet and his hands to really drop something on Devin. And he might be able to if that all plays a factor.
Vince from YouTube saying AB work rate is one of his main flaws.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. His last few fights, his work rate been a little better, but yeah, that's been a flaw his whole career. Well, I say since probably Madonna.
Yeah, he I've always had a problem with AB's activity rate.
Where's he really going to throw back if he's not really letting his hands go enough? And that's
I think that's a whole thing of with him as far as when he get cracked or when somebody got power. I don't think he gonna respect Devin Pop.
Oh no, he walking.
No, he definitely not.
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan. Oh yeah, Ryan.
He fighting Blair Cobbs.
He got to get back Blair though. Yeah,
Can I say
somebody that can punch?
Yeah.
I say this though, y'all. Somebody that don't have a work effort, that's when he go to work.
Yep.
And Ryan will try to club sandwich you, come down there with all them hooks and stuff like that. But I got AB counter punching all of that stuff, and Ryan is not a willpower type fighter that's gonna outwill. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So AB being able to deal with something like that, and then in my opinion, AB is undefeated at Headbangers. I don't know why he stopped training there, because when he was at Headbangers, he never lost a fight.
When he went in, when he got a hold of what's his name at 47, he ain't been right since.
Since what's the guy?
Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna got
that war.
He was never the same.
Oh,
because he used to let his hands go. He used to let them hands go.
He used to let his hands go. Then he just stopped. That joint took something out of him.
What do y'all know this, Mr. Rashid, Mr. Justice, you grew up in the same gyms I grew up in. What do they always teach us about those wars? And how that one war can take a lot out of a guy and change him forever.
It ruin you.
It ruined you.
Prime example.
And that night, he took a lot of nasty. He didn't even remember anything from what he told me personally. He didn't remember anything after the 8th, and then he started to come back into it, and that's when he got hurt again. Remember when he got hit with the second knockdown, when he stumbled and then he hit with the body shot, Hogan, and he fell on his butt. He said leading into that round before he got dropped, he started to get his wits back. And then after that, that happened. and he stayed hurt. So basically, you're saying he stayed hurt all night from round 3 on. He stayed hurt. It's like Joe Louis when he fought Matt Schmeling. He stayed hurt that whole night, and your brain never fully recovered. Like Devin recovered, had points where he fully recovered.
Yeah.
But Twin never really recovered, and his brain continues to shift.
Yeah. So
I never let off of him.
I'm gonna ask you guys this question, and we're gonna close it out after this.
Okay.
Now that Devin Haney took the defeat as such yesterday, where do you rank him and place him in the pound for pound category from 1 through 10? Is he still considered a top 10 pound for pound best?
Can't put him there now.
Better than that, does Ryan replace him? Better than us add to that. Does Ryan replace him?
That was the next question. That was the next question.
But I know y'all are gonna say no, but you know how those ESPN and Power Rankings be
They're
doing.
gonna throw Ryan up there.
Ryan didn't look good. He didn't look good as coach.
I gotta see Ryan get in there with somebody else and dominate like that. Because honestly, like we say, he might just have his number. I mean, you've been in the ring with that man 6 times prior. Like, I gotta see it with somebody else. I like to see Ryan get in there.
Do it again.
Like I was telling Seed off camera, Ryan get in there with somebody like Teofimo Lopez, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be explosive. Them two.
So you guys are saying that Ryan needs one more fight before he prove himself. This just might be one of those fights where
I think
he pound for pound.
Especially grab a belt and
he never been a world champion. He never been a world champion.
Yeah.
If he can get T.O. the same way he just got Devin, then
they gotta give him his props, damn.
So who do you want to see Ryan fight next? We're gonna go around one by one. Starting with you, brother Daoud.
No, I want to see him fight Pitbull.
Okay.
You see, Pitbull would get up underneath of him, kind of short, and would give him a lot of problems. And that hook, it seemed like that hook only worked for when somebody kind of like taller, but the short guys can get underneath of the hook, and it's not landing there all the time. I think Pitbull can defeat Ryan because he's hungry right now, and he's trying to make himself a way to get back to Tank. Both of them two are trying to get back a fight with Tank, him and Pitbull. So they're gonna fight extremely hard to get back up there.
Mm-hmm. Brother Leo, who do you want to see Ryan fight next?
Broly.
Rolly?
Him and Rolly should fight.
Okay.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, you that'll be an antic. I think it could be one of those sellers myself as well.
I don't think he can fight Pitbull. He can't make 140, so him and Pitbull not gonna fight. And Pitbull little. They talking about Pitbull might go about 35. So I don't want to see. I don't know how you gonna do that.
You know, brother Daoud, as you pick Pitbull, I think Pitbull is one of them fights that could. If he was a bigger fighter, right? Because he's so short. 40, he got a limitation to how far he can go, man. I think the dude's shorter than me, man. So I know he can't go but so far. 40 probably where he got to stop at. He can't go past 40.
He can't go 47.
Yeah,
40, the edge.
So I'm gonna go to brother DMV Nation. Who you want to see him fight next?
I mean, if he's planning on staying at 140, then Lopez. But if he's planning on moving up to 147, then Mario Barrios. Just jump right in there, Mario Barrios.
Okay.
Barrios would be a good one. I was thinking Barrios at 47, but then he also said, whatever, I might go fight Fundora at 54, but I don't think he'd do that. I don't think he'd do that. But if he do jump to 54, I think Oscar put him in there with his man
Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That'll be it.
Yeah, I would love to see that though. Yeah.
Stop.
That's a good.
He might go. He going night, but it'd be a payday.
Brother JR, who do you want
to
see Ryan fight next?
I love to see him fight Tio, but well, I would say Rolly first because both of them can do a catch weight of 44 and be okay with it, and it will still sell because that was what the real game plan was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
We all know why now. Ryan did what he did and picked Devin and backed out of the fight with Rolly because of now look at the pedestal he's on now. Yeah. But yes, I like to see the Rolly and then Tio. If he gets past Rolly, then I love to see Tio. And the reason why is because both of them are going to be right here at each other, and it's going to be neither one of them know how to change the speed on their punches. It's all one speed, one power, one explosion.
All out.
And I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I got one more question, fellas. Leo, everybody answered, right? C's, you answered too, right?
Yeah.
I got one more question, and then we're going to close it out. I said one more question, but this is going to close it out with this last question.
Okay.
Who do you think, which trainer you see ideal to help Bill Haney fix whatever's going wrong with Devin Haney? Give me one trainer, your top trainer. Give me one trainer you can see can help him.
Mayweather Senior.
Mayweather Senior.
Yeah, go back to familiar grounds with Mayweather Senior, Mikey Bay, all them dudes. Like
he got dementia. He can't train nobody now. He got
dementia. He done.
Who got dementia?
Mayweather Senior got dementia.
That's what I said. Mikey Bay, and all them.
Yeah, you got
Mayweather Senior go. They'd be perfect for him.
Because he got dementia. Yeah, he got it. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Floyd mentioned it. Yeah, Floyd mentioned it. So give me someone other than Mayweather Senior, because Mayweather Senior he's basically his son's making sure he get the proper care and things of that nature. You got it, brother JR.
I was gonna say Mr. Judah again, but he seems like it's on and off with them.
Yeah.
So I would say Virgil Hunter.
Okay. That's not a bad choice. Brother Leo, who you think?
He do a lot of training at Wild Card. I don't know why he don't train with Freddie Roach.
Yeah. Freddie, how is Freddie Roach? But Freddie Roach still holding it down though, pretty good.
Yeah, Freddie still got fighters. Yeah. Freddie got a few little prospects.
Yeah, he's still holding it down. What about you, brother DMV Nation?
I mean, this probably going to throw y'all off, but I'm throwing Bomac in the conversation. I love for him to go over there with Terrence Crawford and them. They really bring a dog out of him. I really feel like, they get on him about all his flaws. You know what I mean? Bud don't really hold no punches when it comes to Shakur. He pretty honest about everything when it comes to the fighters around him. And I really feel like that'll be good for his career. Being over there with them, I really feel like that'll bring something else out of him.
I'm gonna throw this.
The only reason I wouldn't want him to go over there is like you just said, going over there with Shakur and what you call it, Davis. I don't want no more friends, man. They need to fight, man.
If you can't get with Ryan, Shakur shouldn't even be in your. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. But I'm talking future wise. You know what I'm saying? Because
what happens is they still got tension because they still talking shit to each other. You know what I'm saying? And Shakur and them got a tight knit group, man. It's a group of Olympians and brothers, and so they wouldn't even let him in there. Give me another pick.
I would love that though. I would love that. That's a perfect joint,
if it wasn't that close ties, that would be a perfect pick. Yeah. Give me another pick, brother DMV.
Okay. Another one. Bug and them. Just go over the headbangers. I know that's wild to throw that out there, but you see what DC do here. He have a whole stable full of guys to get it in with 8 days faithfully. So I mean, you gotta think like he need to be somewhere where it's actually gonna be a healthy environment of fighters that can, you know what I'm saying, really support him to build him up. So
he is Vegas, all the bump in Vegas.
Yeah, he already in Vegas, so he can find a good trainer. That wouldn't be a bad thing.
You could apologize and go back to Floyd. You can go to Floyd.
That's what I would do.
I'm back to that team.
I'm gonna rekindle and we gonna fix that.
Hey, Mikey was
Floyd
on.
still got certain love for that boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
he
done
do.
watched that boy come up. He ain't
Yes,
just
he
gonna
do.
let him take that L and not try, and especially after Ryan threw that footage out there and did all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Good to
yeah,
see,
yeah, yeah,
definitely get, you know what I'm saying, get his look back. So
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. We'll see. So, Jr.,
Mikey
did you
was
answer?
on. He said that. He said Mikey was on. Mickey Bay was
Yes,
on, and
sir. I
he
did
said
remember I
that
said Virgil Hunter.
Did say Virgil?
he
See, you
said it was
answered?
some things he seen that, you know what I'm saying, seen in his training that they would have had, and he knew that he had no answers for that hook. Said he wouldn't have, if he was with us,
Yeah,
we would have neutralized that ASAP.
yeah.
Say, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, going back with them, that's the perfect answer, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. And you know, as you mentioned that, that's where because I didn't have nobody for him to go back to be honest with you, because I was thinking as you guys was answering the question, I think he should go back to Floyd, like you said, and allow Floyd to guide him. He don't have to be as under the Mayweather promotions or no nothing like that, but he
yeah, you fight.
still need the guidance. He needs you know what I'm saying, to let Floyd guide him in the training aspect because I seen a lot of things in that Floyd would have had him doing last night against Ryan. You know what I'm saying, personally. But
Frank asked, was we ignoring their opinions? Now we see your opinions.
my
He said there's no opinion, in his opinion, is no fix for Haney over there. But
good answer.
I don't wanna discredit Haney. You know what I mean? Just because of one fight, I want him to have. You know what I'm saying? Even though, in my opinion, like I said, the last joint, I didn't think he was the number one dude at 40. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was gonna run into some problems at 40, but I don't want to discredit his whole career and, you know what I'm saying, him as a fighter because he took a loss. Like, nah,
Nah,
everybody
nah,
take
you
losses,
take it
bro.
off. Yeah, yeah,
And but his only real flaw to me is a real lack of power, bro.
yeah.
You know?
Power in that chin, and I'm
Yeah,
not
the
saying,
chin. Yeah.
and I like we stated earlier. You know what I'm saying, with size, 47, 40, 47 is out his range. 40 seems like it might be out his range too. He's gonna have to figure out how to get disciplined and drop back to 35, man.
I don't think he can.
No, he can't
He's
do
the
that.
big
He
dude.
can't do
Can't-
that.
He
can't-
just gonna have to make it work at 40. But
yeah,
and that's gonna come with, man. I mean, he might have to get with some dudes like Winky or something. You know,
yeah,
get with somebody like, look,
they
man,
know how to.
how you.
But brothers, it was an honor and a pleasure to have you guys bless the show again. And we gonna do this on the regular because I'll be having fun right here, man, when you
Love
guys
this shit.
come on here,
Love
man.
this
I
shit.
truly love it, man. And we got more topics, man. I got a topic for y'all, man, that we did. Give us y'all top 5 chins of all time. Who got the greatest chins of all time? We're not gonna do that today, but we're going to have y'all go do your research on that. Me and C's did that show last week, but I want to get others' opinions on it. And we'll just bring our list that we already had, and you guys give us your top 5 greatest chins of all time.
It was
I know,
Linares, Vince Linares.
yeah, you know, Hagler is one on that list for sure, and there's many others. So, ladies and gentlemen, man, it was an honor and a pleasure. If you on the Instagram, please hit the like, join the Instagram. And you on Facebook, please hit the like button several times. If you on the DMV friend page, the DMV group page, hit the like. If you on the YouTube, subscribe. So we can build all these pages up, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and a pleasure to have my brothers come on here again. The second win, Boxing Media. This episode have been brought to you by Raw Vegan Plant-Based Protein Powder, the undisputed champion of plant-based protein powder. I got mine. It's time for you to get yours. Visit rawvegan.com.